Hello, everybody. I am Victoria from the Spiritual Sanctuary. And if you haven't seen one of these videos before, I am the intuitive medium side of the Spiritual Sanctuary. Drew is our residential tarot oracle charm, wonderful woman that I love dearly. And she has videos on our channel here where she does readings, weekly readings, monthly readings, anything you can think of she does, even deck reviews now. And I'm even going to incorporate one of the decks that she reviewed for me because I was really excited. I am really excited about this Oracle deck. It's the, I know it's backwards, but it's the Raven's Wand Oracle, and it's by Stephen Hutton. I'm going to use that today just to kind of give you a glimpse into how I do my meditation, or as she and I like to call it, our processing. Um, Today, the topic that I'm going to be working on or talking with you about is the four-letter word love. Don't we just love that word? Love to say love, love to hate to love, hate to love, love. I could go on with all that corny stuff, but yeah, it's super late. I just feel called to do this right now, and I couldn't really sleep without doing it. So here I am for you people. As you can see, bang bang. Tired but beautiful. All right. So the way I kind of process my thing and how I kind of want tonight to go is first I want to tell you why I'm doing this. I've noticed a lot of posts, a lot of requests, a lot of readings on YouTube and other places that are about soulmates and finding the one you're supposed to be with and no contact, but what are they thinking about you low key? Like, we all get wrapped up in that. And even I was getting wrapped up in stuff like that because I was starting to feel lonely. And when you feel lonely, people do stupid things. And so it prompted me to look inside myself, and figuratively, of course, look inside, inward, and ask myself, what am I missing in my life that's making me feel lonely? Is it really that I need someone to complete me? Or is it that I need myself? That I need to find myself? I need to respect myself? And I need to love myself? Because how can I expect anybody to love me the way I need to be loved, or appreciate me the way I need to be appreciated, or respected the way I need to be respected, that everyone deserves, without showing them outwardly, this is how I deserve to be treated because this is how I treat myself and this is my expectation. And that's something that, bing, just came in my head. So usually when things like that happen, I will bring out my cards and I'll ask some questions. So for example, I'm gonna take this oracle deck and I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to do it awkwardly because I'm in a chair with my legs crossed, so you're getting really personal with me here. All right, so kind of pause the video a little bit. Fuck it. I'm just gonna be human and I'm going to drink some water from a mysterious source with no label. I don't know. Let's see if that works. So, what do my guides need to tell me that I need to focus on? What is that? When it comes to my self-love. Oh, wow. Raven's Wand. Now I'm going to read what the book says, but first I want to give you my interpretation of this. So if you want to, just for a moment, get a quick glimpse at her. She is quite beautiful, isn't she? Well, when I see her, I see someone who is very confident, someone who is maybe stuck in a whirlwind. Perhaps she has shadows, self issues of her own. She knows what she wants. She goes after what she wants. Ultimately, she is the master of her own desires. Let's see what the book has to say. Yep. You're waiting while I flip through the book. Okay. And it reads, at the age of just 18, the responsibility of saving witchcraft fell on Colfinia Algra. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Let me try that again. Colfinia Algra's shoulders. She has allies in the form of a vulnerable black wand and a fierce thunder sprite, but the final decisions came down to her alone. We all want to be the best, but Colfinia is reminding you that doing your best is more important. You might make mistakes, but this is how the real world works. Accept that as long as you give your best, nobody can ask for more or expect perfection, not friends, colleagues, family, or even the gods. So to me, what that tells me is that I am doing my best. And I think that it shows. And I think your actions speak louder than words ever will. Yes, words hurt. Words can be powerful. Words can be wonderful. And words can just say all the right things at all the right times, or maybe get a foot stuck in your mouth. But ultimately, what you put out there is what you get. So showing yourself love and showing yourself dignity and respect, you can't help but get it from others because they can't help but want to give it to you. And not only that, but if you show yourself love and you show yourself dignity and respect, then you shine even brighter. You have this glow about you. I've seen it in people where they have had this gray dullness upon their face, and it's just as if they didn't care anymore about anything because they didn't have respect or love for themselves. And it was that lack thereof that allowed other people to say, you know what, if they don't care about themselves, why should I? I mean, geez, fuck. Who cares? If they don't care, why should I care? And that's kind of the subconscious thought, I think, in ourselves and in most people. And I do that. Drew does that. Everybody does that. It's subconscious. It's something in us that if we see someone who is vulnerable or maybe even lacking confidence or esteem, we'll look at people. First of all, like for me, for example, I'll look at someone and I'll think, I know they don't feel right about themselves. And that's a pity because they're wonderful. And then there's that word, pity. That's a pity. That's a shame. How sad. They're so awesome. Why don't they see it? And then it makes it into a negative connotation to the whole tone of whatever the metaphorical, hypothetical situation may be. You start looking at that person and you either feel sympathy or empathy, but there's no dignity or respect because they don't have it. Does that make sense? I mean, I hope I'm making sense. If I'm making sense and you want to say amen, sister, just comment below. Okay, let's pull another card and see what else my guides have for me. Speaking of guides, here's a little side story for you. One night I was, last week, no, earlier this week, um, I asked my guides, any of them, just come to me in a dream. What do I need to know? What do I need to focus on right now? You know, what am I doing with myself? And it was pretty cool. I don't know if any of you have listened to the artist Suburban. Young guy, interesting guy. But the point of it is that he looked like him, except he had no face. I couldn't quite tell. The facial features, but his name was Alex, or his name's Alex, and he was dressed in like 19th century attire, a suit. And I remember because it was burgundy felt or velvet type material. It was the craziest thing. I just kept thinking to myself, this looks like a pimp suit. But yeah, I was looking through all the things I've ever loved that I could think of in my head, I guess. And I'm just ranting and raving about all these things that I'm just not happy with. I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with that. And eventually we sit down at a table, and right before I wake up, he looks at me and he goes, "Isn't it great to start over?" And I wake up and I'm like, no, it's not great to start over. I don't want to start over. I had something great, I thought, and now I'm doing it all over again. Why is it so great? And then I guess you could say that's what started this whole train of thought, really. So you can blame Alex for that. Okay, so how about Alex? What do you got to tell me on this one? Eternal flame. Doesn't that bring kind of a somber piece to it? She's very much in thought. When I see this, I see kind of a sad thought. Maybe not so much sad as in contemplation. I mean, that's in thought, but there's a lot to think about. There's a lot to process, a lot to do, a lot of work. She's in a tower on a balcony, plenty of birds. So it's a metaphor for there being a lot of people but being alone. And I think that really does sound true to me. I love everyone I know. I love everyone close to me. And I appreciate every one of them. But sometimes you still feel lonely. And what does the book say about eternal flame? And it says, Coven Mother Cece, her task is to await the return of Astris, the last dragon. However, the lighthouse built to guide her home is crumbling. Astris has been lost for generations. The task seems hopeless, but Cece remains vigilant. Day after day, she watches from the decaying balcony. Her faith is as battered as the stonework, but the lantern is never allowed to go out. Cece inherited her duty from the former watcher and will pass it on if Astris does not return in her lifetime. Remember, there are events playing out that transcend single lifetimes, and although our part in them might be fleeting, it is not insignificant. Have faith. So just because you may be feeling lonely, you may be feeling like you're not in the right place at the right time, uncomfortable in your skin, maybe you do have low self-esteem, maybe you do lack confidence, but it's not forever. It may feel like forever, but it's not forever. It's having to find that in yourself that feels like it takes forever but wants to, or I don't even want to say master. I don't think there's a thing called mastering self-love because it's an ongoing journey. There's always going to be something that we find faulted in us, and I guess it's rewiring how we process those faults, those vulnerabilities, and those fears, and how we translate that into a success and a lesson, and how we proceed. So there's my 2 cents at 2 a.m. So to end the evening on this full moon, by the way, full moon in Aries. It's been a very magical moon. Speaking of which, heads up, Venus and gosh, Venus is conjunct with a certain planet. I'll look it up and put it in the comments. But right now it's going to be very challenging with the love language, talking to people you care about, because there's going to be, well, there might be conflict or miscommunication. Just, you gotta love how the planets align. So be mindful, just have common sense, be mindful of what you say, what you do all the time. But yeah, stay tuned. I'll be back. I'll do more things. Maybe not so much at 2 a.m., but I'll do more things. And check out Drew's deck reviews. I was so excited to see those because I immediately got those decks and I was like, I just gave them to her. I'm like, do a review. Just go do it. I don't want to see them. I don't want to touch them. And normally that's not my thing. She and we vibe on the same energy, so I wasn't worried about her vibe. I was just very pleased to see her genuine, honest critique, and she was dead on right about them. Very magical cards, great cards. So check out her reviews, check out her recent October reading, kind of get a vibe for what she does, and go to the spiritualsanctuary.net. Let me say that again. Go to the spiritualsanctuary.net, and you can book some time with Drew and or myself, and we can have our own conversation, have our own reading together. And we would love that. So come check us out on Facebook as well, or Instagram. We're all over the place. You can't get rid of us. We're here. We're queer. We're here to stay. And so until next time, blessed be and have a wonderful morning and a wonderful day tomorrow or today, October 2nd. Bye.